Yo, 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 no maniacs. Welcome to the show. This is Nomad Live, all Bears, all the time, in conjunction with Sports Zone Chicago and the SuperBack Shawn Sierra. And we got Santa that came out from behind the curtain today. My man, Mr. Brian. We got the Canuck back with us. And, of course, Shawn down there in the lower left, man. Hey, listen, man, I had a wonderful weekend, man. And I just, making some small talk while people are trickling into the show, man. Wonderful weekend, man. I took some mental notes, Brian. You know what? And you're on mute too, Brian, by the way. I took some mental notes, and I was saying to myself, I was like, all right, Nomad, did you have a good time this weekend? Yes. Nomad, did the viewers have a good time this weekend? Yes. Nomad, did you get enough Patron this weekend? And I said, hell no, man. I still want some more of that shit. But I ran out, man. I think I might have a shot left of that thing, man. But we had a good time this weekend, and I hope everybody else did too, man. What a blast, man. A lot of work was put into it, man. Chris, myself, and everybody else that was involved with the show, the panel, all the guests, man. We had a good time. So, Shawn, I didn't get a chance to really kick it with you this weekend, man. So how did everything go with you over there at Sports Zone?
Things went well. So we were over at Output. It was fun, man. It was good. Obviously, best wings in the city. We were in the back, and it was good, man. It was a good crowd. People were fired up, man, and obviously with the first pick, and then they got super fired up with the 9th pick, and it was a good time, man. It was really, it was a great time, and man, we had out. Did I show you some of the giveaways?
No,
last week. No, okay. I had a Bears towel, a Gatorade Bears towel. Gatorade Bears, one of those things. I gave that away. I had 2 winter fleece lined hats, so those the warm ones. I had the 2 hats. I had 4 squeeze bottles, a Gatorade with the Bears logo at the bottom. So it was good, man. We gave them out basically after every pick. After every pick we did, and so people love it. People love getting free stuff. So it was good, man. Good. Drinks were cold. Drinks were nice, and yeah, it was a good time. Real good time.
That's what I'm talking about, Shawn. How you doing up there, Country Santa up there at the top?
I'm a little upset now that Shawn didn't save me any of that. Thanks, buddy. No, hey, I'm well rested. Had a blast this weekend. I'm happy with the draft picks. I didn't know an old man could enjoy life so much. Tickled pink.
You tickled your pink. What? No.
Hey, it's my pink if it wants to be tickled.
Go ahead, Canuck. Just get in the middle. Right the hell now, man.
All this pink tickling going around here. I'm not sure what to say. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's Monday. We got the SuperBack with us. Whole bunch to go over with you for sure. I'm super stoked and super interested to hear where your head is at after this draft. Hopefully we can maybe do a little bit of a comparison today between those other characters in the NFC North. Let's see what it looks like. In any event, good to see y'all, No Maniacs. We got a show for you once again. My guy, the Bishop, is back. Bishop, what do you got to say?
No Maniac Monday. How y'all guys doing, man? Looky here. It's Monday. Long weekend. Great weekend. Excited about what the Bears did over the weekend, of course. More importantly, glad to be with you guys. Everybody in the chat, how you guys doing? No Maniacs and Sports Zoners. My faithfuls out there, Stuart and Sophie in Florida. My boy V-Dub up in the D. He said it was crazy in Detroit this whole weekend during the draft. So, oh, my God. Along with my favorite girl, Rita, and Felicia. What's going on? Chicago, West Side, South Side. Stand up. We finna get at it, y'all. Let's get to it. Nomad, what's happening? Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
SuperBack. What's up, baby? I can't forget you. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I just woke up from a little nap, so I'm a little groggy. So pardon me if I look a little. I had a kick-ass workout this morning. Man, I was sweating. Man, I was sweating like a sweater, man. My whole shirt was wet, boy. They had me, Charlie. So then I did my show, and then I had to take a nap, man. I had to take a nap. But I'm glad. I'm excited. The picks, man, I am really fired up about this upcoming season. I'm fired up about the draft picks. A lot of people are still upset about Corey Taylor. I'm like, okay, wait till just watch. You know, people forget how important the third phase of the game is, and I don't know why. You know, we had a guy named Devin something or other who was pretty darn good. We had a guy named Cody Parkey who really broke our hearts. So
Yes.
to understand a third phase and not put a lot of resources into that, I don't understand why people were mad. Like, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. I'm like, yeah, but the way this guy, what he does and the way he does it, I'm just telling you from experience. I played with phenomenal punters. And real quick story, first time we got this guy when I was with the Thunder, this guy came and his first game, he's practicing. He's already out there before I warmed up. He's out there. He's kicking from the minus 35, minus 40. He's letting them inside so he coffin corners them. So for those of you who don't know what a coffin corner is, so you angle it so it goes toward the corner and you're trying to get it out of bounds inside the 10. This dude was coffin cornering and he hit the first one. I was actually jogging as I was warming up around the track. It hit and had a 90-degree angle right out of bounds at like the 3-yard line. I'm like, oh, snap. I was like, oh, that's luck. He's then, you know, for those of you who don't know, punters, they have their own bag of footballs. Punters, kickers, they're freaking weird. But anyway, they did it again to the left side. He did it to the right. And then he kicked it. He kicked one straight down the middle of the field. I'm like, what's he doing here? Dude, it bounced straight up. Bounced and stood right there like the 4 or 5 yard line. I'm like, you have to be crapping me. And he did it for the next 3 seasons when we played with us. It was unbelievable. So when you can get a guy who can deaden the ball and get the ball. Imagine with our defense, imagine offenses 15, 20 times this upcoming season having to start inside the 5, inside the 10 or inside the 5. That's helping Caleb Williams. Why? Because you get a 3 and out. You punt us back the ball. We're starting right around the 50, if not inside plus territory. I love it. I was really, really impressed with Ryan Poles, man. Really, really impressed.
So you want to hear who was upset about that? It wasn't about the fact that they got the punter. It was when. You want to know about who was upset? Oh, Nomad got mad and turned green.
Did you?
I mean, clothes.
You go, no.
Clothes ripping and everything, boy. It went down up in here. I still got holes to patch up in this mother. Straight up.
Did you have too much Patron? Is that what it was?
Huh?
Do you have too much Patron? Is that what it was? Like you didn't like the big can of Patron? And
I just barely sipped that stuff by that point, man. I was hot, man. It wasn't the fact that we got the punter. It was when. You know, but what it told me though, Shawn, and this goes to the thumbnail title, Checkmate. And what it told me is, and I don't know if everybody receives it the same way, but I'm gonna ask everybody. It told me that Ryan Poles feels good about this roster. Mm-hmm. That's what it told me, and he felt like that piece right there was a piece that would help them put what they had put together over the top. And that's what you do in a situation like that. If you can find a punter in the draft that you can deem as a weapon, and that's what I think they think this guy is an absolute weapon. And can change the trajectory of a football game in a minute by the placement of the ball. You know, you're in situations on the football field, and you really need to get good field position, and you got a weapon to help you do that, to sustain a lead or to keep a team from having an easy drive to get a kick, get a field goal, whatever it is. You know, it's just various situations you can find yourself in a football game. He is a weapon. I started looking at a little bit of the tape, very impressed with it. I'm still messing around with it, but I'm impressed with what I saw. It was just a place and where they grabbed him at, knowing that I felt like they needed a couple of pieces. And so here's what I had to say to that about the checkmate. As you all know, I said it last night. I've been pounding the table all offseason. We need to get a left tackle. We got to get a left tackle one way or the other. They did that. I felt like they would go and get the receiver with that 9th pick. I felt like that was the best thing for them to do. Go ahead and pair the rookie quarterback up with the weapon of his choosing. They did that. Mm-hmm. And I also said that, you know what? If we need to dip into that capital, and if you don't get the edge rusher that you're looking for early, if the guy that you're looking for early is gone, you see a guy later on that you think can fit what you do well, then dip into next year's draft capital and get it. And they did all of it. So I came away really pleased, and I love seeing what I'm seeing on this roster. And, you know, we had the whole conversation about, do we think, and so a guy came in early. I don't remember exactly what his name was. W.I. something, Will something. And he was reminding us that, hey, man, you're saying checkmate. Don't forget, these other two teams are good in our division. Talking about the Packers and the Lions, and they drafted well, too. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
So they did draft very well, both teams. But I do feel real damn good about what we did in this draft. And I think they fit pretty much everything that they needed to fit. And they grabbed some, we'll talk about this on another show, those UDFAs, that's a whole show. But I really love what they did, and I feel even better about it today with it being in hindsight. But yeah, Brian, so what did you think about all that?
Well, first of all, I want to broaden the scope a little bit. At the end of the year, number one, the offensive staff that they put together. You have to add that in. Complete upgrade. Everyone that they replace is a complete upgrade, from OC, wide receiver coach, running back coach. You got that. You're going to have Montez Sweat for a full year in his leadership. You add in Keenan Allen and what he brings. You bring in Ryan Bates and what he brings. He could be a super sub. Then the draft, like I said, it started out with just 4 picks, and he was able to get an extra one. All 5 picks, to me, they was home runs. And, you know, what Shawn was talking about, the punter, yeah, you could split hairs as far as when he was taken, but you can't be upset at all with the pick. And that's kind of what I talked about last night when Alex Shapiro was on, saying, hey, obviously the Bears have enough confidence in their defense. And if you look at the last 6 games of the year, you'd see why. Caleb is not going to be able to score on every possession. It's nice to have when something don't work, you got a punter that can nail those bombs and handicap the other team to help your defense. The old saying, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. Poles did that with this pick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a great draft. Nomad was going crazy there about the punter. It was fun. He was throwing groceries in the, fruit in the grocery aisle. It was awesome. At the end of the day, it was fun. It was fun to watch. I felt similarly, and it was really just based and rooted on the fact that we hadn't attacked that defensive line yet at all, whether it was a 3-tech defensive tackle or really the other side of Montez Sweat at that edge rusher position. And my feelings is just that he probably had that deal made already. He figured, you know what, I got something in my back pocket to get that edge rusher. Forget about it. I'll go do it, and I'll go get that kicker, because this kicker, man, when you watch the highlights on this kicker, man, holy smokes. He just goes out there and just does it. He just puts that ball in the corner, and good luck to you. Deal with that. There it is. You know what I mean? I don't believe it, but I'm happy about a punter. I'm happy we got a punter. Obviously, the Caleb pick's amazing. Obviously, the Odunze pick is amazing. Those two get the opportunity to grow together on the field, and then they got a little bit more protection, a little bit of competition in that left tackle room. So, yeah, man, I'm stoked. I think the future looks bright. The only caveat to all this is that similar things can be said about the other 3 teams in the division. Is what it is. It's not a buzzkill. It's just a reality, right?
Yeah.
Football moves on for everybody. Everybody's looking to improve. Everybody's looking to get better. I think the Chicago Bears got hellified better, though, this time around, and better in a way that we probably haven't seen in a very long time. And I was talking about it yesterday, and that's on the offensive side of the ball. They made some serious strides here in this offseason, and I can't wait to see what that turns out to be in fruition on the field come September. Bishop?
Well, I'm going to say this, man. Piggybacking on both Brian and you. it all started this offseason. And when they made the changes, first with the staff, and then it trickled down into the offseason as far as free agency. And with the signings and the additions that they made there. And then they go into the draft and the choices that they made, which I am so glad. I know everybody wanted Marvin Harrison Jr. I knew that we didn't have an opportunity to get him, especially at number 9. I am stoked at who we did get at number 9. I'm gonna be very honest. I think he fits exactly what the Bears are looking to do, and we're going to see great dividends from that pick. I say all of that to say this: big ups to Ryan Poles and the scouting department.
Yes, sir.
These guys, for a full calendar year, from the start of last season to end of draft day on the 3rd day, these guys and women have put in the work, crisscrossing the country, game after game, team after team, no matter what division, no matter what conference, FBS, FCS, they did their homework. They made sure that they checked every single box. They left no stone unturned. They addressed the needs, the depth that needed to be addressed with this football team. And I am excited for this coming season. I'm ready. I'm ready for OTAs. I'm ready for training camp. Heck, I'm ready for kickoff in September. You know, it says a lot for us, for Bears fans, and all Bears fans should be super excited about the direction that this team is going into. And we have to give credit to the McCaskey family for finally taking a step back and admitting that they were running the team like a mom and pop, and they put some football minds in the front office, and we're now starting to see what that looks like and what that is morphing into. And man, all I can say is this is going to be a very exciting season. The North, the NFC North is going to be one of the, if not the most competitive division in football. We're back to the black and blue. It's getting ready to go down. We're going to smack on some Packers. We're going to kick the heck out some Vikings. And did I forget anybody? Oh,
Lions.
Yeah, we're gonna swing the Lions by the tails and toss them on out the way as well. I'm excited. I'm ready. SuperBack, I know you are, man, and I cannot wait to hear your take on everything. So go right ahead, my brother. I'm gonna pass it to you.
I can't tell you how fired up I am. All right,
I can't tell.
I am so it's the thing where you just have to sit back and you think everything was addressed. Everything was addressed. Him jumping back in to get that edge. You're like, what can we like? People who are complaining like Nomad was mad about the punter and we didn't get the edge. What happened? He said, "Oh, Nomad, I'm not done yet." Jumps back in and gets an edge. You know,
it was a great throw.
It was a good throw. The thing that I like about this is that I was asking. If you remember, I was asking for a one-trick pony. Remember, I was saying, just give me a one-trick pony. Just give me a guy to rush the passer. I don't give a damn about setting the edge. I don't give a damn about stopping the run. I don't give a damn. You come in on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, passing down. This guy's come in, and that's what this kid is. Okay. Now you can put some size at him and make him an actual DN. You can do all that in year 2, 3, and 4. Okay. But right now he's a one-trick pony. I'll let DeMarcus Walker set the edge on rundowns. I'll let him do that, and that's fine, and we'll be good. But also, what you did is you got a stopgap for next year, because next year's the edge class is deep. It's talented. So now you can go get a super big stud next year at the edge and have this young man have a year of NFL experience, get bigger, get stronger, get faster, get more explosive. And now you talk about rushes. So now when you get that true NASCAR package and you can push someone else inside and still have him coming off the edge, man, I love it. I love it. You got your needs. So if you need, or if you see a left tackle you want to get, like a stud left tackle, you got enough capital, you can bundle some picks up and go get that dude. So you got all the things covered, you got all the necessities there. And if you need, and next year, someone is asked in the chat, is a rebuild over? I said no. I said earlier on my show, no, it's not over. After next season, after next draft, going into the 2025 season, from that point on, it's NFC title game or bust. That's it. NFC title, and we should be legitimate contenders for the NFC title game every single year, and that starts next year. I'm not saying we can't get there this year. No, I don't think we will. I don't want to put a limit on us this year. Okay, but after next year, after next year's draft, yeah, I anything less than the NFC title game, I think it would be a lost season. So I'm super fired up about it. I love, I was my guy Randy Trivers, who was Caleb Williams' head coach in high school at Gonzaga in DC. He's talked about the leadership. He's one of the things he said. And if you watch, and most people might not get this, when Caleb Williams would run in to find Rome Odunze after they announced it, and he's in that certain thing, all the curtains and everything, and you saw it later. He's like, no, he's in this one. He goes in and he's like, Rome Odunze, right? That's a leader. That's a guy going to show that he's fired up that you're drafted. He's fired up that you're his teammate. And if you saw, I don't know if you can even tell, and some of us might be like, Rome was like, yeah, he was flexing. Like Rome is okay with following Caleb now. Like, that's my dude. I'm following him. That act of going to see and congratulate and telling you, man, I'm fired up. You're my guy. You're on the team. But, shit, we were just hanging out last week, throwing ball, saying, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? And now isn't it going to be great? That thing, him going to find Rome Odunze was so powerful in their relationship. Man, Rome might have an extra 2 or 3 inches on that vert, man. I just throw it up. I got you. Just throw it up.
Well, I would take a slight bit of difference. And I mean, when I say slight, a real small bit of difference in what you just said, Shawn, about Austin Booker. I don't think he's a one-trick pony. I think he's a piece that allows them to get more multiple in their defensive front. And so just bring them in for pass rushing downs. I think I'm telling you, I keep studying this Buffalo defensive front and the different ways they use their front guys. And you just you can't tell the difference between a 4-3 and a 3-4 in the way they set it up. I think he's going to be out there in that length that he is. I mean, he got those go-go gadget arms of his. Man, it'd be almost crazy not to put that guy on the field first and second down, drop him back into the zones and see if he can break up some passes or grab one. So that's the only difference I would point out to you, Shawn, is I think he can do a little bit more than that. And I just look forward to that. I think they've got some plans for a guy with his measurables. And I think that the multiple ways that they can use him along that front, man, I think he's going to pay dividends. He's still going to have to earn them snaps. It's not like they're going to say, all right, you're here now, we drafted you, you automatically get these snaps. No, he's going to have to come in here like everybody else, and he's going to have to earn it. And so if he does, I can see them using them in different multiple ways. But for the most part, I think you're right, Shawn. That would be the only little bit of difference I would point out. But
I think when he gets stronger, like I just think think that because he's a little slight of frame, but I think they're going to use him on stunts and twists and not just coming at man. Because I'm sure you broke it down, man. There was a couple of times where he went to the tackle and then whoop, dipped that shoulder like, I mean that bend and tackle was like zoop, oh snap sack. I was like damn. And another time he went down, the tackle figured he was going to dip, went to hit him, and he dipped even lower. And I was like, and that bend that he had. So I see him coming around that edge. I see him twisting. I see TE stunts. He's like, dip, zoom, and put that. You know what I mean? I just think he's gonna get, once he gets bigger and stronger. I think they may feel like they can use him more. Maybe they can use him more, more multiple ways. Now I just think, for me, I'm just happy that he's quick, he's bendy, he's very nimble. And he can get low from the window to the wall. That mug gets low, man. Holy cow.
He can get down, man. He can get down. How about this, man? I got a couple of little quick notes before we get all the way into the Bears coverage. Quick some NFL news that's going on right now. Defensive tackles continue to grub and eat, bro. Christian Barmore, Patriots, signed a 4-year, $92 million extension. $41 million guaranteed, man. And you guys stop me if anything I say you want to talk about. Also, Mekhi Becton, Howie Roseman is a thief in the night, man. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Howie Roseman is a thief in the night. They stole a number 1 pick from the Jets because quite frankly, he had a lot of injury concerns since he's been in the league. But I see a lot of young rookies go through that, in their first couple 2 or 3 years in the league, man. And somehow or another, they shake that thing after second or third year, and then they're normal functioning players. I think they were crazy to let that guy go, but there goes Howie Roseman grabbing another jewel out there. He's gonna be playing swing tackle. That lets you know how good that offensive line is. So, also, Travis Kelce agreed to a 2-year extension with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now here's a guy, man. I wanted to talk about this guy, and we're gonna do a whole show about some of these free agent defensive ends. I wanted to ask you guys. I'm gonna start with Shawn on this. After the draft, with what we got, what we drafted, feeling pretty good about what we got on the team. Looking at the roster, do you think we still need to get into free agency and grab a defensive end? It's that pool still has a handful of really nice pieces out there. I'm not going to say great pieces, but there are really sufficient pieces that can give you production. Do you think we still should dip into that market?
I don't. Right now, I'll say no, and here's why. One, just the cost. And I know the cost goes down now that the draft's over and the closer you get to training camp. Guys be like, look, I just need a job. I got a lifestyle. I got a lead. I got an old lady who has a nasty shopping habit. I need to get something coming in. But I think this is going to be one of Coach Washington's best jobs. He's got a lot of competition. He's got a lot of young guys. All right, first of all, you got Sweat. All right, God forbid he makes Sweat any better. God for freaking bid. Okay, he makes Montez Sweat any better. Okay, now you got Javon Dexter, who we're expecting to take a big step forward. We have Zach Pickens, who we're hoping takes a step forward like Javon Dexter did the last 5 or 6 games of the year. Now you still have Andrew Billings. Okay, then you got Booker. You still got DeMarcus Walker, or you still got Dominique. So there's a lot of young talent that you can really get and you can kind of mold. And imagine all these guys take another step forward. And we're talking DeMarcus Walker. We're talking, God forbid, Billings takes. I mean, how much more step can Billings take? I mean, if he does, he's going to be a freaking, all pro because he collapses the pocket from the inside. So I think this is going to be one of Coach Washington's best groups, I should say, not teams, best groups. So I don't know if I'd really want to go in or feel the need to go into free agency for an end or a 3-tech. But there's the one guy from oh goodness, who's the biggest name out there in 3-tech?
In free agency?
Who'd you say, Brian?
Carl Lawson.
No.
In free agency?
Yeah, the 3 is a 3-tech. I want to say. I can't. I had it earlier. But anyway, he's a big name. I can't think of it. But anyway, if you get a veteran at a cheap price, like I said, as that price goes down and down and down, again, you got lifestyles you got to lead, and you have bills you got to pay, you have mouths you got to feed, you got cousins, and now you're watching this kid because he's acting a fool. You'd be surprised. Warren Sapp was telling Urlacher this years ago. He's like, every year you have another mouth to feed. Every year because of your status, because family here, this guy, that, you know what I mean? So yeah, their price is going to go down. And if you could find one, okay, go get it. But I personally, if I had to, I don't think we need to. I think we're okay.
What say the rest of you guys?
I don't think so. And I'm basing that off of, if you look at the 2 prior years of Ryan Poles' MO, he usually wants to start the season with between $8 to $10 million. And as of now, if you deduct what they have in the cap, what's going to be allotted to the draft picks, I think they said $16 million. The Bears have 22. That puts them roughly $6 million, give or take.
Calais Campbell.
That's
Sorry,
cutting it.
that was the name. Sorry.
That's cutting it very close, and you don't know what's going to happen in training camp. I mean, God forbid, I'm not trying to jinx, but injuries do happen. If they're able to come out of that unscathed, and then you talk about maybe releasing, say, Borum. We talked a little bit last night that Waldron ain't real big on the fullbacks, so Blasting game. And there's a couple other ones. If you got rid of them, you could add, maybe another 5 or 6 million. Then you can maybe talk about a free agent. You still may want to get a veteran QB just to mentor Williams. So as of right now, this week, I would say definitely no.
So Leo, before you answer that, Kedz or Bishop, Leo makes a good point. Bears were Leo factor one. Bears were second in sacks. Were second to last in sacks last year. I think I'm just want to throw that out there. I'll wait till you guys respond and
Thanks. It rolls right where I'm headed because I would do it. I would do it one time. Actually, so the only downside to this is that you just drafted an Austin Booker. You have a Dominique Robinson. You have a couple of developmental guys there. We did technically save, polls did save in and around $10 million on not moving forward with Yannick Ngakoue thus far. So somebody's likely to get that paper, right? That money's probably slotted to that position in some capacity. And if that's the case, there's Trey Hendrickson out there who's a little bit upset with his team. Maybe you throw some draft capital at that and you bring him over for this season. And if you do that, now you're really talking about making a splash in the NFC. You're talking about kicking the doors down on both sides of the ball. So I wouldn't be mad at that. To me, that would be the signifying move. I'm going to throw another crazy name out there. My jersey's floating. It's over there. Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack wouldn't be a crazy idea to bring back to the Chicago Bears in a splash move, because I know he at present commands a pretty hefty salary, and who's to say that the Chargers with Harbaugh really wants to pay that salary moving forward. Maybe there's a path back for Khalil to Chicago. Who knows? But hopefully that path, I know I'm dreaming out here, but hopefully that path comes at a much lower price tag, right, than traditionally it has. He's getting up in age, and in any event, you could add somebody to the roster that's an impact player, and likely not at an exorbitant fee, due to the fact that we're getting closer to the season. Like Shawn said, you got to keep that money coming in. You got to keep getting fed. We'll see. Bishop.
First, with Khalil Mack, he restructured his contract to stay in.
Well, before you go too far, he restructured 4 times with us before we let him go too.
No, I got it. But he did it to stay. Versus he could have elected not to, and could have been a free agent earlier on and could have gotten whatever he wanted. He really wants to stay in LA, and in truth be told, from my understanding, Harbaugh wants him to be there. So that was another thing too, why they really worked hard to restructure his contract. With that being said, the name that you mentioned, which was Hendricks, I like that. I really like that idea. If that could be possible. With that being said,
he's making about 15 mil right now, right? Like it would work well. He's the same age as Montez Sweat. It would actually be a discount on the other side up until you got to re-sign him. But
again, hint, until you got to re-sign him. You know what I mean? So get him now and get what you can get now, and you're dealing with that down the road. But let's put the emphasis back on, I know we're talking about defensive end, But we let's put the emphasis on Coach Washington and how he's going to use these pieces interchangeably. And to what Nomad was saying earlier regarding his fronts, he has some hybrid fronts, man. The way he uses these guys, talking about a 4-3, where even in his 4-3 defenses, he's had his ends literally standing up instead of hand in the dirt. He moved guys around. I think he's got some young developmental pieces, to what Shawn was saying, that now you can really utilize these guys and develop these guys. So where Dominic Robinson is used to playing on one side, now let's see what he can do if you bring him to the other side and get a chance to get mentored and coached up by both Coach Washington and a Montez Sweat. Now you can learn how to really use your hands and do different things and really see what this defensive front can really, really look like. So if they have the ability to go get one and not break the bank in doing so, absolutely. But in the event that they don't, I think we're okay with what we have. But I would love to still add an extra defensive end just for that insurance policy, to say the least. But again, and they've been working magic all off season with contracts and cap space and everything else. So, I mean, anything's possible. I'm at this point, just wow me some more.
Okay, I see Chris popped in. What you got? Chris, you there?
I'm sorry. BearsGogglesOn.com had posted a potential scenario where the Bears would send a second rounder next year and 26 second rounder to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson.
There you go.
Wait a minute, run that back again, Chris.
2025 second rounder, 2026 second rounder to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson. Now, my question again is, the reason he wants out of Cincinnati is because of money. And so in order to facilitate that trade, it looks like you're going to probably have to extend him before you can even, I mean, he doesn't have first right of refusal or a trade clause, I don't think. But, you're going to have to give him some money in order to get him here and keep him happy. That's why he's refused. He's actually talking about retiring rather than playing this year. So,
I don't remember exactly how old he is. I know he's
29.
29.
So in my eyes, just to answer what he said, I said that on Twitter. I said this on Twitter, and I think I might have said it here on one of these shows, that I think a couple, $2-3 million, he's making 15 now. Couple $2 or $3 more million, stretch it out over 3 years, give him a nice incentive signing bonus, kind of front loaded. And I think you're working with something. He's exactly right up the alley of what Flus and Foles might be after. His physically, his physical attributes.
He had 17 and a half sacks last year. So I don't know if a $3 million raise is gonna.
Yeah, that ain't gonna help him. But if you throw some capital at him, at Cincinnati, they might let him go for the 15 that he's on now, and you go kick the doors in the NFC, yo. That's what I'm saying. You go kick the doors in.
Pay him. If you don't pay him, you still have you have a disgruntled player.
I'm not saying don't pay him. I'm saying you bring him in now. You don't necessarily have to pay him immediately, do you?
Yes, because he's talking about retiring if Cincinnati doesn't pay him. So he's disgruntled.
What if they backload it?
Hey, Pepe Silva saying if he's thinking about retirement, then he's already retired.
Well, I think he's using that as leverage. I think it's correct.
He just wants to sign a deal now with Cincinnati and get extended before he gets cut next season when they have to sign Jamar Chase too. Because they just did they sign Jamar Chase yet?
No.
Okay, there you go. Right, so there's some looming contracts over there is really all he's trying to say, and he's seeing the writing on the wall. I'm either going to get traded, packaged out, or something. So lock me down now. You want somebody to lock him down now? Maybe that's somebody's next.
Because they got to pay either him or T. Higgins, man. They got to figure something out.
Yeah.
Well,
Here's my way of thinking about the edge position. Kids, if you can grab the chat for a few seconds. Here's my way of thinking about it. And I'm gonna try to sum this up the best way I can to let you know my way of thinking. I don't like the fact that I think that was Leo Factor one that said we were second to last in sacks, and that's unacceptable. I know we were a top defense against the run, but you need to be able to get that up significantly, man. You need to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. I know having a great secondary will help you do that. That's all fine and dandy, but you need some dudes. And I think going into the season, all I would want to see is, because I do like Jacob Martin. I absolutely love this kid, man. I think he was probably, in my opinion, like the steal of the offseason, in my opinion, in free agency rather. Jacob Martin is going to bring us a lot to the table. I love Booker. Love Booker and what he can bring to the table. DeMarcus Walker, to me, is more valuable to the interior of your defense than, and it's going to be a you heard Poles in the I think day 2 presser say that he felt like, hey, this is going to be a hard team. It's going to be hard to make this damn team. And you start thinking about the different positions that he might have been having in his head when he said that. I think D tackle is one. I think edge rusher is one. And so what I want to see is competition. If that means you go on the free agent market and grab a guy, that doesn't mean he makes the roster, the 53 at the end of the day. I want to see what rises to the top. One more piece to add to the level of competition in camp is all I want to see. Whatever they have to do to get it, I'm good with it. If it ends up being Trey Hendrickson, if it ends up being somebody they see out there, like here's a couple names that are out there. I'll throw some at you. Chris Wormley, 30 years old, 6'5", 300. He's a former defensive tackle for the Steelers. Calais Campbell's out there, 6'8", 282. Carl Lawson, 28 years old, 6'2", 265, very productive player. Bud Dupree, 31 years old, 6'4", 270. Romeo Aquara, 28 years old, 6'4", 255. These are all edge rushers I'm talking about. Jerry Hughes, 35 years old, less than likely, 6'2", 255, but he would be dirt cheap. DeJuan Smoot, he's in Houston right now trying to see if they can come to some kind of arrangement. But DeJuan Smoot, 29 years old, 6'3", 275. Majay Sanders, 25 years old. I'm going to circle that, 6'5", 250. And so those are a few names when we do the free agent pool show. There's some names out there still. Everybody thinks it dried up after a few names got taken off the board. There's still some nice quality players out there. And again, all I'm looking for is some competition in the camp. That's it, man. I just want to see that those numbers come up. We cannot afford to be second to last if we want to call ourselves a Super Bowl contender or a playoff contender. Like Brad Holmes said that and said this in the chat just a few minutes ago. Basically, Goff could sit back there and make sandwiches, and we can't afford. That's our competition. That's our stiffest competition in the division. We can't afford to be like, oh, okay, I think we'll be all right at the edge rusher. No, be damn sure. I'm tired of being all right at the edge position. Get that straightened out, man. That's just my take on the whole thing, but I'll let you guys respond.
Yeah, but you look at the whole thing, and this is the way facts are misconstrued and can be used to push someone's agenda. Let's see. Yes, the fact is we were second to last in sacks. Where were we in sacks once Montez Sweat got here? Don't give me this shit from the beginning. Start from that week to week 18. All right, where were we in sacks at that particular point? Because you could have 0 sacks all the way up to week 9, and then have 25 sacks or 30 sacks or 50 sacks, and be like, "Oh, you only had 50 sacks in the year. It's horrible." But you had 0 from 1 to 9. So don't give me that number about that all year, because that's a false narrative. Give me that when Montez Sweat, because Montez Sweat wasn't here week 1. When Montez Sweat came and shit changed, it changed. It changed. Let me know what the sacks were from there. Where do we stand sacks at that point? Because that's going to give you a better barometer of what we have as far as sacks and rushing the passer. Okay, because I remember Tyreek Stevenson getting interceptions. I remember seeing Jalen Johnson getting a lot of interceptions once Montez Sweat got here. All right, so talk to me about from that point on, not from the whole season.
Well, I
This is
don't.
my take.
We don't know. We might have the dudes on the roster. We don't even know that. But it's worth having the conversation. We don't know. Adding Jacob Martin and a couple of other pieces they just got. You know, they may feel like they have the guys on the roster to apply pressure this year. So if they don't go back into the free agent market and they don't sign another guy, make a trade or something like that, would I be upset? No. I want to see what these guys can bring to the table. But what I would love to see is, to me, I would feel comfortable if they completed that and went and got a guy that they feel like is for sure the thing that they need on the other side of Montez Sweat. That's just me, you know. But I do look forward.
You want him to do extension, or do you want him as a rental? Because you can the edge rusher next year is. I think
Trey Hendrickson is a perfect scenario. Actually,
okay.
I think he's the perfect scenario. But you know, if they
3 years extension, 4 years, then
3-4 years. You know, give him an upfront loaded contract. You know, give him about a couple $2-3 million more than he's getting right now. And I guarantee he's happy. You know, now I just would love to see that, man. That's just my personal preference. But I can't wait to see these guys compete in camp. If they go to camp with these guys, and I gotta mention, we still have June 1st cuts that come. And I was just looking at. I took a peek at that right before the show. Some interesting names on there, but we'll save that for another show. But anybody else want to respond to that?
Well, you throw in adding Coach Washington, who is the top defensive lines guy, on top of what Shawn said about what it was before Montez Sweat and what it was after. That's another big plus. Personally, I would love to get Hendrickson. You add him to this, and that puts the defense over the top. But you also have to think, where you're going to be at cap wise, and what could happen in training camp. If you got Hendrickson, a high price guy, and you have an injury somewhere, you ain't going to be able to replace wherever it is. You ain't going to be able to replace because you don't have the funds. Now, if it's a long snapper that gets hurt, big whoop. But if it's somebody of importance and you can't, you either got a rookie backup or somebody that's not up there, your season could be lost.
I got it.
Bears have $12.5 million in cap space right now, and they haven't signed the rookies yet. So I don't know where we get Hendrickson money.
Hey Chris, did you see what Shawn put in private? He's got something he wants to pull up there.
Yeah.
Any team in particular you want to look at?
I got it, kid. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you just let me know what you want. I'm good.
Hey, do me a favor, guys. Smash the like button, man. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, please do that for both us and Sports Zone Chicago. Man, we put hella work in all weekend, man. And if I ever felt more, I feel deserving of it, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not, tooting my own horn here, man, but we put in hella work, man. And thank you to all the new people that have subscribed. I seen the bump yesterday, man. We got quite a few subs over the weekend and yesterday. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who's newly subscribed to the channel, man. I appreciate you guys, but please do keep it coming, man. We feel good about what's going on over here, and so does Shawn over at Sports Zone Chicago. But Chris, if you don't mind taking us to a station ID before we get to Shawn's stuff, that would be great.
The best Chicago Bears content anywhere. Catch Nomad Live pregame 1 hour prior to kickoff, and Nomad at Night postgame, and every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Central on all the most popular streaming platforms, and only on the Nomad Network.
That is right. I said everything that we needed to say before the station ID, but don't forget to subscribe to the channels, man. We will really appreciate you, and thank you in advance. But I forgot what Shawn said that he was looking for in the private chat. What was it?
So we have some picks of the draft picks of all the other teams in the NFC North. So we can, if you want to go through them, you can look and see what Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota, what they got. So Okay, Chris, do me a favor, toss up Minnesota just to see what they have.
Alrighty.
Thank you, sir.
Nice picks, man.
You can remove that comment at the bottom.
I got you.
So yeah,
Well,
there you
All
go.
right, so let's start it off. Round 1, pick number 10, J.J. McCarthy. This is the Minnesota Vikings draft out of Michigan. Pick number 17 in the first round, defensive end Dallas Turner, Alabama. Fourth round, pick 108, cornerback Kyrie Jackson, Oregon. Sixth round, pick number 177, offensive tackle Walter Rouse, Oklahoma. Another sixth-round pick, 203, kicker Will Reichard, Alabama. Seventh round, 230, center Michael Jurgens out of Wake Forest. Seventh round pick, 232, defensive tackle Levi Drake Rodriguez, Texas A&M Commerce. Not a bad squad, guys.
man,
No,
I think it was kind of sus, to be honest with you, after the
Me too, man.
first 3 picks.
Well, those first 3 picks are pretty solid, but after that, yeah, I'm with you. It's not nothing spectacular going on after that.
I don't feel threatened by the Vikings whatsoever, man. Not in this division, not at all. You know, I'm not saying that the Vikings are going to be, you know, just some, you know, cakewalk or nothing like that, but I don't feel threatened by them whatsoever, as opposed to, you know, the looming Packers and of course the Lions out there. To me, you know, this is a decent drive, I guess, for them, but not that much worried about it.
I think my thing is this: I think far too many people are sleeping on JJ. All right, JJ can sling that ball around. He just wasn't asked to. All right, he was asked to be part of the team at Michigan. Hell, Michigan had 13 players drafted. That was the most of any school in America. So they had the most players drafted. He had a great team. You put him with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Let's not forget they got Aaron Jones now. Aaron Jones is going to have a hard on for the Packers 2 times a year. Aaron Jones killed us every single game. That's 4 games in the division that Aaron Jones might go nuts. And if say he goes nuts once against the Lions, that's 5 out of the 6 games Aaron Jones can really take over a team. And then you got J.J. McCarthy. Again, he doesn't wow you. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And if you don't make a lot of mistakes with Justin Jefferson, and Jordan Addison, and T.J. Hawkinson, you not making mistakes could make you great without being great. You know what I mean? Getting the ball to the playmakers, because that's why Justin Jefferson is getting the money he's getting. You know what I mean? So I think I say be very leery of Minnesota, because, and then you got Dallas Turner to replace Daniil Hunter. Yeah, I'm keep an eye on him for. I'm like, all right, I'm not put it this way. I feel like Mickey 3 when I'm going to scout Clubber Lang's opponents, Clubber Lang. I'm like, oh damn. Well,
J.J. McCarthy's career at Michigan kind of reminds you of Tom Brady's. I mean, he wasn't, and of course now quarterbacks have a lot more value. Brady probably would win the second round in this draft, but as thirsty as they are now. But he had a similar career to Tom Brady, just always steady, made good plays, wasn't super flashy, didn't have to be, but not saying he's going to go on to have Brady's career, but they just kind of remind me of each other in the Michigan.
Hey, Shawn clearly drinking the JJ juice. I'm more like, I don't care nothing about it, man. I ain't worried about the Vikings at all. And he's gonna have to prove it to me. I'm not saying JJ McCarthy is chopped liver or anything, but I just want to see, you know, what do you look like with a volume of opportunities to throw the ball. You know, everybody's looking forward to seeing that. I think it could turn out pretty decent for him. We'll see, man. But I just don't
feel the same way about Dallas Turner too, man. I mean, with the talent that he had along that line at Alabama, was that responsible for some of the production he had? I mean, he had good players all the way. He even had guys coming in off the bench that were good. So
but
I mean,
is that his fault?
No, it's not his fault, but I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm not blaming him for it, but it just means that that could have been the reason why he was as productive as he was. I mean, he needs some more weight, if you ask me. Now, I'm not saying he's chopped liver either, but yeah, I got to see.
Chris J Money is saying there's no guarantee he even starts. I think he got a point there too.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But here's the thing: he might not start initially, and they might have Sam Darnold start. And if Sam Darnold just really craps the bed, it could be Mitch Trubisky and what's his name, Chicken Neck situation. Mike Lennon.
You know what, Shawn? It's not if, but it's not so much if he craps the bed as when he craps the bed.
Yeah. Let's see what they got for the Packers, Chris.
And then one quick thing before we get to this list, man. Don't forget, man, J.J. McCarthy is from the Chicagoland area, man. Get a kid a little props, man, for having some Chi-Town blood in him. All right?
No, there's only two guys.
Little props.
There's only three guys on this chart here that I'm not sure about, and I'll point them out. Let me see here. Jacob Monk, offensive D lineman or O lineman from Duke. Travis Glover, a defensive tackle from Georgia State, and Michael Pratt. I'm not sure about those guys, but the rest of these players. Let me tell you something. Green Bay just hit a home run, man. I'm just going to tell y'all straight out. I don't know who need to hear that. Hey, get frustrated, get pissed off, whatever, man. But I'm telling you, they hit some home run picks on this board here. Just telling y'all, man. They got some studs. But go ahead, Shawn.
Jordan Morgan, I'm not too worried about because if you watch Austin Booker's,
come on, Brian. That's one play.
Wait a minute. If
okay, look, let me go through the list, Brian. Before we let me go through the list for the listeners. So Green Bay Packers, pick number 1, 25, offensive lineman Jordan Morgan, Arizona. Number 2, pick 45, linebacker Edgerrin Cooper, Texas A&M. Round number 2, pick 58, safety Javon Bullard, Georgia. Round 3, pick 88. Running back Marshawn Lloyd, USC. Number 3, or pick third round, pick number 91, linebacker Tyron Hopper, Missouri. Round 4, pick 111, safety Evan Williams, Oregon. Round 5, 163, center Jacob Monk, Duke. 5th round, 169, safety Kitano Ladapo, Oregon State, mind you. 6th round, 202, offensive tackle Travis Glover, Georgia State. 7th round, 245, quarterback Michael Pratt, Tulane. 7th round, 255, cornerback Kalen King, Penn State. What do you think about that, guys?
Let Shawn go. This is his list.
Oh no, Brian was talking. Go ahead, finish up, Brian.
Oh, what I was going to – Jordan Morgan, I'm not too worried about because if you look at Austin Booker's highlights, 3 consecutive plays, he puts him on his butt.
Those are low lights. Those are low lights, Brian.
Well, it depends on if you're a Bears fan or a Packers fan. Now, what's interesting to me, you look at what the Bears draft, the quarterback, the wide receiver, and look where Green Bay build up. They build up their secondary. That tells me they're a little bit worried.
Yeah, they worried.
I'm not worried. Just preparing. It's not worried. You just got, it's prepared. You're not gonna go
cover your backside.
That's it.
Don't go to a gunfight with a knife. You know what I mean? Like you understand that the Bears finally have a legit receiving core. All right, you see what Minnesota has. You see what Detroit has, and now the Bears are on board with a good receiving core. Yeah, you're like, okay, well, we just got to make sure. I wouldn't say scared. I'm just saying they're just doing what finally, because now they know that the Bears it's not going to be as easy to beat the Bears. All right, so you got to make sure. And I don't know about scared. I like the Jordan Morgan pick on their part, the Edgerrin Cooper pick. I love Javon Bullard, Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, you got an offensive tackle. You got another running back to go with. The guy from Vegas, their new running back.
Jacobs.
Oh,
That's
Josh
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs. Now you got Marshawn Lloyd. Okay, now you're cooking with grease here, and they're doing what they like to do. You got to run the ball up there, that Jordan Love. So they did a nice job in the draft. That Javon Bullard, I like that. Excuse me, I like Morgan, Bullard, and Marshawn Lloyd. I like big time,
man.
for them.
And it's funny you say that, because remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the running backs that was being shifted around and ended up where they ended up, and I said, don't count Green Bay out. They're going to get somebody that's going to be able to fill that void of Aaron Jones. And look what they went and did. Marshawn Lloyd.
No, I think they upgraded from Aaron Jones with Josh Jacobs, but they got depth with Marshawn Lloyd.
Actually, they did pretty good, and their best picks are defensive players. Adrian Cooper, Evan Williams, and Oladapo.
Ketan Oladapo, the one game.
Listen, Kalen King, before the season, there was first-round draft buzz around him. And he didn't have his best season. That's why he fell off. But he was talked about maybe going in the first round.
Chris, I don't know. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
No, I'm just saying. I think their best picks were all were defensive players. And Bullard, they did pretty good on the defensive end.
So that's the part that, you know what, man, I studied. I didn't literally count them, but if I had to guess some 100 odd safeties in this draft, and I'm telling you, there's 3 of them on here that I thought were unusually better than and had more potential than the rest of them. They got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like Javon Bullard, especially Evan Williams, was one of the better safeties I studied the whole. I mean, he's very, very underrated. That dude's going to surprise a lot of people. And of course, Ketan Oladapo. I think we were on the beginning of the frontier by bringing him to the forefront of everybody's conversations. I think we were the first ones to really cover him, man. And everybody's eyes were like, "Whoa, who is this dude right here?" And so you talk about upgrading the secondary. Apparently, they thought they had a weakness out there and they needed to fix, and they felt like getting that position deep would be able to get them maybe over the hump, per se. You know what I mean? But you gotta like what they did, but still, F Green Bay, man. That's how I'm feeling.
Jordan Morgan's the guy that's to replace Bakhtiari, and see what the Lions got.
Meow.
Ooh, so a couple of, I mean,
that's. Oh, go ahead. That's right in your wheelhouse, Papa. Go ahead.
All right, I'll run it down the line here. So, the Detroit Lions, first round pick number 24, cornerback Terrion Arnold, Alabama. Second round pick number 61, cornerback Ennis Rakestraw Jr., Missouri. Round 4, pick number 126, offensive tackle Giovanni Manu, British Columbia. Fourth round pick, fourth round pick 132, safety Sione Vaki. Hey, Chris, look at that. Utah. Sixth round, pick number 189, defensive tackle Makai Wingo, LSU. Sixth round, 210, offensive guard Christian Mahogany, Boston College.
Well, I cannot say something real quick first. They lost Frank Ragnow, I think, in free agency, who was probably one of the better interior offensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're probably thinking Christian Mahogany is that guy that can help replace that. I would just guess. Christian Mahogany played guard, but I could see him them trying to get him some snaps at center and see if they can get him worked out there. But this isn't that impressive to me. The cornerback is very impressive. Terrion Arnold, easily one of the top 3 to 4 cornerbacks I watched in this offseason, man. So they got a stud there. No question about it. Sione Vaki, very, very highly rated. We profiled him on the safety show. Everybody seemed to like him. I think they got I don't know why he's got a D on here. I think that's nuts. But I think people see him more as a box safety. And so, you know, he's going to be playing trying to compete for a strong safety spot. Now, I just can't think of who they had there last year. But that's my take on it. And his Rakestraw is decent too.
I think they probably graded him out at a D because he wasn't projected to go as high as the 4th round, given as many safeties as there were. And he was, he was a kind of a dual purpose. He plays running back.
Dual.
Time out, Chris. I gotta correct myself because I thought they lost Frank Ragnar. I guess they signed him.
Okay.
Well, he was hurt last year for a while. I didn't know how serious his injury was.
The impressive thing about Detroit's draft is the last 2 picks, and that's why they got high grades that they did. Okay. Who took it down?
Sione Vaki's a beast.
Did we take it down on purpose?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that they got Makai Wingo and Christian. I don't think did you guys see Mahogany last into the 6th round? I thought he would go much higher than that. And so that they were able to pull those 2 guys out when they did. That was and their grade reflects it. They clearly were looking to upgrade their defense. I think the offensive lineman is the only offensive player they took. So I think they're thinking they got to defend all them wide receivers down in the lake.
Yeah. Well, now the Bears are finally they're in the 21st century. They have a legitimate wide receiver room, and it's not keeping up with the Joneses. This might be the best wide receiver core in the NFC North and arguably in the NFC. So they gotta keep up with the Joneses. They gotta do it with what other teams are. Finally the Bears were in the 21st century.
Air Bears. We're gonna call them the Air Bears.
Yeah, I guess. I don't think it'll be that way this year. I think that what they need to do is they need to make sure they win with Caleb, not because of Caleb. Don't put all that pressure on that youngster. Keep his passes. I mean, of course, you're going to have some long passes, and let's not get silly. All right, you're going to take some deep shots, but it's not going to be the air raid. It's not going to be the greatest show on turf. Not the first year yet. You get him with, give me some slants, give me some hitches, give me some quick outs, give me some, deep ends, something like that. Keep him, tight ends. Get that down pat along with the run game. Let him get comfortable. Let him get acclimated to the speed of the NFL game, man. And then next year in 25 and 26, then you can. And once he fully understands the offense, then you can kind of take the training wheels off at that particular point. Hell, that might even happen toward the end of the year, depending on how well he picks it up.
All right, man. This is the last one, Shawn?
This is the last one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just needed, depth for the most part. And I think they felt like they had a hole at corner. Anytime you've got Kendall Vildor as one of your starting corners, man, you're in trouble out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, they had to do something there.
Speaking from experience, right? Speaking from experience.
I'm not, I apologize to Kendall Vildor for saying that, but I think.
No, you don't.
No, you're right. You're right, son. No, he doesn't.
I do, man. I think he's more of a slot corner, man. And I think anytime he's playing on the boundary, I think he's out of position. That's just my opinion when I look at him play. But let me Plank, man, appreciate you, my guy. 124 in there. Only 75 likes, man. Come on now. Come on, guys. Get the likes up, please, man. Can you do that don't make a brother beg you, man. That ain't no good. It's a bad look, man. Don't make a man beg you. Please get the likes up, people. But thank you, Plank, $2 jack. But hey, we've been on here an hour and 10 minutes, man. We got a bunch of more coverage we're gonna bring you guys the rest of the week, man. But you want to give some pleasantries before we get ready to get out of here, Brian?
Oh, well, hey, Shawn, good seeing you. Bishop, always great seeing you. Chat, always great seeing you guys too. Thanks for stopping by, and it looks like the fun's continuing. You guys have a safe, blessed day. Take care.
Good enough.
Guess that's on to the guy. Hey, chat, keep it popping. I see you guys out there doing your thing, loving it. Hopefully I got to hit each and every one of you. If I didn't, Much love to all of you for representing with us once again. Man, it's been a whirlwind of a weekend, and here we are on Monday, keeping it rocking with you. So once more, No Maniacs, thanks for coming out. Chris, thanks for producing and keeping it produced all weekend, man. Up until today, every day is another duty. So thanks again for your hard work. Nomad, thanks for coming out and doing the darn thing on your own show. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Shawn. And thank you, Brian. Yo, it's Monday, y'all. Let's do it again tomorrow.
He said every day is a duty. He's right. All right. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming today, man. It's I've been busy all day ripping and running. I'm exhausted. But appreciate you guys coming and subscribing, sharing, liking, notifying. Man, do your thing, man. My guys in the chat, love you guys. Guys on the panel, Brian, Kedz, Shawn, Bishop, smile, brother. All right, that's better. Nomad, even you, my friend. Hey, good work all week, and time to see what's gonna happen with this all this work King Poles has put in. Let's get her done.
What say you, Bishop?
Well, what say me? It's Monday. The weekend's over, and now we can get ready to look toward the OTAs and training camp, and I cannot wait. But with that being said, thank you to everybody in the chat for always hanging out with us. As always, you hung out with us a little past an hour. Thank you so kindly and so much. We do appreciate it. To my guys on the panel, wonderful chopping it up with you guys. I'm excited now going further into the off season and heading toward the OTA to really start chopping this up and breaking it down in terms of picks, what we think is going to happen. But more importantly, man, just always talking Bears football with you guys, man. It's always a pleasure. Definitely do appreciate it. Missed you guys over the weekend, But with that being said, man, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to my man, the SuperBack. You dig? Let him say what he got to say. But it is Monday, y'all. And I'm going to say this. Get out and get you some sun. Get you some vitamin D. It's about 83 here, bright and sunny. And
we don't want to hear
my
that.
man Shawn. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. It's 7. It's 70 degrees over here. We're good. We're good. Sports owners and Omaniacs unite. Man, make sure you follow and subscribe to Sports Zone Chicago as well as the Nomad Network. And great stuff today, man. Great stuff. I'm really excited about the weekend. It's just really, really looking forward to a rookie mini camp, OTAs. It's gonna be fun. It's really gonna be fun. I think I got my Roma Odunze jersey. Gonna order that bad boy from a knockoff, of course. I'm not paying $750 for a damn jersey, but I'm gonna give me a nice little. I'm exaggerating for effect. I'm gonna get my Roma Odunze jersey. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. This is really shaping up to be a really, really, really competitive team. First intra squad first, and then we're going to compete. Like I said, I anticipate the playoffs with this team, and I can't wait to see how well it goes. Can't wait to get my first questions into to Caleb, to Rome, to all the youngsters, and see. I can't wait to meet them, and like I said, pepper them with some questions. So, Nomad, to you, Papa.
So, hey, man, thank everybody for coming out and enjoying and being a part of the show, man. You guys make this thing what it is. You keep us upbeat and keep us ready to basically fulfill our obligation, man, give you guys good content. Hopefully we've done that all weekend. We keep doing that. And to tell you the truth, man, you guys stay tuned because the rest of the week, there's so much more we got to break down that we didn't get to today. The UDFAs, some of the conversations, again, about the market, the free agent market, whether it be tackle, whether it be DN, or are there pieces out there? Could be a tight end, could be a quarterback out there that they might end up picking up. We just don't know. But it's all going to be worth having these shows. The rest of this week is going to be some interesting stuff going on the Nomad Network and especially Nomad Live. But stay tuned to the next show because I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be worth a hell of a conversation once we put it up there. I can promise you that. But I do appreciate you guys once again for coming out. Thank you for helping us make this weekend a great first annual Nomad Network draft coverage. It was excellent. We had a ball, and we're going to definitely do that again next year and have a ball again. But you guys helped us make that what it was, man. And all the people that came and joined the network, it was a whole lot of drinking, crazy, me turning into a Hulk. It was all kind of crazy stuff going on over here on this network, but we had a blast doing it, man. But you guys helped make it what it was, man. So I can never say thank you enough. And again, thank you to the people that are newly subscribed to the channel. We really appreciate you. We really needed that, and we still need some more, man. We're making a hard push for 2000, and so is Shawn over there at Sports Zone Chicago. So please keep up the support, man. We need you guys, and there's all kinds of reasons to be optimistic right about now because they have just gotten the ingredients. They've just gotten the ingredients. Now they go to the table. Now it's starting to put the seasoning on there. Now it's starting to put the seasoning, chopping up onions in that thing, green peppers and all that kind of stuff. Put the Reynolds wrap on top of it, slide it in the oven, and we can't wait until training camp comes and let these dudes compete. But there's just so many more conversations we're going to have on here. All of it's worth having. But again, thank you guys. But before I leave you guys, got to leave you with these famous words: love, peace, and hair grease, y'all.
Shot City, stand up. Yay, yay.
Boom.